All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we go into everything this chart has for us today and all the information we're going to discuss, I just want to quickly announce that I have a Twitter account now. The link is down below in the description. You can follow me there. And stay tuned till the end of this video because I have a new ticker symbol to share with you guys that has been downgraded by analysis ratings, and no one knows the bottom. We haven't seen the bottom yet, or we could be seeing it as we speak once we pull up the chart, but we want to keep this on our radar moving into next week and the next following weeks because this sector has been pretty hot and there's potential here, but we need to see the analysis ratings could be completely correct, or investor sentiment can rebuttal that, or another analysis can rebuttal that analysis rating, and it can change things around. So we definitely want to keep a close eye on it. So stay tuned for that till the end of this video. So Nano Dimensions. Here we are with some sideways movement after the pullback, and let's go ahead and move our resistance and support to its new location. And I want to quickly announce and share with you guys that ARK Invest has bought more shares. That's a big deal. It's a big deal because we've been watching it. I said that it was going to reach, 4 million when it did. It reached 5. Once I saw it reach 5, and then they did a double position at ARKW and ARKQ, I could see this reaching 10 million shares in total in ARK Investments portfolios, and they're not that far from 10 million now. They've reached 6 on one, and they're all about to reach 4 on the other. So big deal. So let's see here. This is all bold statements as always from ARK Invest. So 14th, right? Nano Dimensions, 5,929,437 shares. And here we are on the next day, the 15th, 6,025,782 shares. From one day to the other, they went up almost 100,000 shares, about 94,000 shares. What a jump. And they've reached 6 million. I think that if they just keep on being this bold and bullish, they're just going to keep on loading up. I mean, look at the ratio of 6 million to every other stock. The only one that they have about half the amount is right here at Kratos Defense Security. This is a big deal. Big deal. And I'll never forget when Nano Dimensions was down here in this chart of list of ticker symbols, and look where it's at now. Now for ARKW, it's still at the bottom of the list, and I see potential here that what ARK Invest is doing is adding this to this list for a reason, and I see it reaching the top 25, the top 20, probably the top 15 in the future, because that's their goal, to keep on loading up, and they see way more value than the average investors or even the average institutions. I mean, they've been so bold, and they own 10 million in total. That's a big statement to just think about. Now, something that I found very interesting here is how they have a Bitcoin trust in this list. And look how much they have invested in it. They're pretty bullish on Bitcoin as well. That's pretty interesting. But for Nano Dimensions to be here, next generation ETF, I mean, it's probably the boldest statement. Let's say they didn't even have an RQ. They just had this. It says a lot about Nano Dimensions, because anything that gets added to this list are disruptive companies or dominating companies according to ARK Invest, analysis and their perspective on the company, that they are the ones leading in their sector. And I mean, just look at the list. I always say that if you're a first-time viewer, just look at that list. Everyone here is pretty disruptive, changing the way things are done in their sector or their market. So Nano Dimensions here was at 3,931,667 shares, and the next day, on the 15th, there is 3,946,765 shares. When you look at the difference, right, it's not a lot, but it changed. It changed a bit. It went from 931 to 45, 46, excuse me. So they don't change much here. They just do a few thousand. But when you do the math from 94 in the other one plus 15 here, I mean, they added over 100,000 shares to both of their ETFs in just one day. I mean, they just keep on loading up hundreds of thousands of shares per day. Wherever the stock is at, they just keep on going. These are some big statements, and every offering, Nano Dimensions is being added to ARK Invest ETF in large amounts. Big stuff. I look forward to seeing what your guys' thoughts are on that, and how you guys feel about Nano Dimensions moving forward. So the 50-day moving average is 1044. And as long as we're below that, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. Now, our support level here is 1027. If that gets crossed, the bears are starting to get domination over the chart, and they could start to pull this down even further. And we want to keep in mind the lowest point reached here was 989, and that's probably one of the most important support levels. If 1027 gets broken through, we want to see how it reacts, how quickly is it moving down, and pulling away from the 50-day moving average. Super, super important. Now, the first resistance level in bullish territory is 1057. If that gets crossed, the bulls are starting to gain leverage, but they need to pull further away from that to reach newer highs. And their next true resistance level is this very volatile candlestick, and that is up here at 1094. That's their next goal if they break through 1057 to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. And in the long term, weeks from now or a month from now, 1144 is a pretty important resistance level moving forward. Now, if the volatility gets pretty high and it can break through that in a few days, that's definitely one you want to keep in mind. But I would say keep that one in mind weeks or a month from now on your radar of resistance levels moving forward. Now, the stock is pretty much just in a bullish trajectory. I mean, we're seeing here ups and downs and so forth, but man, this just keeps moving upwards after offering, and ARK Invest just continues to load up on shares. I mean, that's the boldest statement I could go ahead and see and say about this. Like, so bold from ARK Invest, and where they have it in next generation, they have it in RQ, and I mean, they have almost 10 million combined now. That's a big deal. So for those of you, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're a first-time viewer and investor coming across this channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell and share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. For those of you that have stayed till the end of this video, I'm about to share with you guys the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list. Super, super important to watch carefully because it's been pulled down by analysis ratings. So stay tuned for that information. So for those of you that have stayed till the end of this video, I'm going to share with you guys the new ticker symbol that you want to add to your watch list. You definitely want to have this one on your radar because analysis ratings have pulled it down, and they could be completely correct or incorrect. Or even while being correct, investor sentiment can reverse that and take it in the other direction. Now, we're going to look at the chart in just a moment, but that ticker symbol that I'm about to share is FCEL, Fuel Cell Energy Inc. I don't know if you guys already have heard about it or if you've came across it at some point, but you definitely want to have this on your radar and keep it on your watch list. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on a ticker symbol that's being pulled down. We don't know the bottom. No one knows the bottom, but there could be opportunity here because this sector is pretty hot and growing. Now, let's go ahead and put Fuel Cell's chart. So it reached a high here of about $20.95, almost $21. We're already down to $15.97. Now, when you look at this, it's being pulled down and it's kind of moving sideways here. So we want to see going into this week, will it be pulled down even more? And there's several different support levels to look at. So I want every single investor to be aware of the fact that I do daily chart analysis on Fuel Cell. So if you want to follow that, you can as well to see what's going on. But right now, you can definitely see the drastic change, and this could be an opportunity or the analysis rating could be correct. So there's two ways it could change. Investor sentiment is bullish, and even though that analysis rating exists, they're completely ignoring it and pull this right back up, or another analysis comes to rebuttal it. But we're going to have to see how it continues. Now, I want you guys to see fuel cell, how it's reacting. Now, one of its competitors or another one in its sector doing something similar has had a similar pullback as well. I'm not sure if analysis ratings have been done on this one that's pulling it down, or it's just overall the sector itself. So you guys want to keep that in mind. A lot of people compare fuel cell to Plug Power. There's been a slight pullback. I mean, this reached highs here of 73. We're at $60. This reached highs here of 21. We're at like almost $16. So $5 less, and the other one's down about 10. So we want to watch it closely. We want to keep this in mind. And you can also look at Plug Power, see how it's doing. They are not directly correlated. They could possibly be indirectly correlated in some way, but we want to focus in on fuel cell. That is the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list. Keep it on your radar and keep it in mind moving forward to see how it plays out, because analysis ratings are pulling this down. Now, this could continue in the downward trend. We don't know the bottom yet, but we want to see if there's any catalyst that brings it back up to consolidate, or will it consolidate here till the next catalyst to start to run again, because investor sentiment is pretty bullish on this, but we're seeing some of it pull back already. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.